No person about the revolution, side of the only got to be a great gift. We don't have to do it. No talking to my spirit. We're going to do is so many that's what happened today. On the side, oh, just now, what it did.
All right, welcome to Awesome Day. Today is Thursday, Thrilling Thursday. I'm Dr. Lowe's D. Smith, and this is our happy hour lounge where you need have an opportunity to get you some kind of libation and also have some happy talk. So join, we invite you to be a part of this. Now, if you're interested in being live with me, you can use your social media site and just make a request to be live. And we'll make sure we get you on. I see some people they hit that button, but you have to have a picture because you're going to be live to know who you're communicating with. Also, to have a be live when you're on here. So please understand, don't put a picture up. Have something to indicate your profile, who exactly who you are, because I like to be straightforward. You have numbers that say, oh, you put under the number, and you're interested so about a topic that we don't know, but it's basically the topic is our boys. We want to make our boys, build our boys, mold our boys, enhance our boys, develop our boys to be impactful men. So we have topics that focus on that. Today is understanding boys' emotional well-being. So we actually take an opportunity and just kind of think about our title, understanding boys' emotional well-being. We have to kind of realize that because of the change of in the modern world, a lot of boys are growing up and saying they're not a one parent home. They're going to come of a whether we our part of being members in our homes like we're supposed to. If we don't have a father figure there, just work on the fathers out there. No father figure. I recommend is that allow one of your family members to be that person, to be that father figure that you have, because they're not ready. Happy hour lounge. We sit with them real excited. I just come before you. We just kind of focus on happy talk, things that make you smile, but it's only real. You just think about our title, be able to jump in. I didn't know that. That's what you want to do. I might hit the button by mistake and I might hit you to become live and you might not sure, it's fine. But we can get up to about 20, 30, 40, 50 people on the board. So if you're interested, and I see a couple of them up now, I'm going to send you the invite. So you can see what I'm talking about and you can respond to or not. I listen to the guests that just have numbers. I'm asking you to give us a name and have a picture so we can be working together here. So talk about right and we talk about stories in which so live with me as a guest in the world. You can go to C2 at WBSW Radio, Facebook.com, Dico Live, and TikTok Live. That's Dr. L. Alberto Smith. Then you have an opportunity to go to the second Facebook out with the Smith. StudioRadio.co is WBSW Radio. Riverside LM. WBSW Radio Super Live. WBSW Radio. Pink.com. WBS-Radio-140 Twit. Dr. L. Alberto 2017. We have two YouTube channels that broadcast live right now. And this one is Dr. Lorinda D. Smith. And the second YouTube channel is Smith Way Enterprises. So truly you have many options to join us. So take advantage of interacting. We want to get your point of view. If you don't want to talk, type it in. Type your point of view in. We'll make sure we read it out through the process. Our on-demand episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Instagram, Snitchers, Spotify, and Amazon Podcasts. Just go to PodServe FM and type in WBSW Radio. It'll populate our recent on-demand episode called the show we had on Tuesday night is available right now. It'll be audio only. So take advantage of that opportunity. Also, WBSW Radio has listeners and watchers in 59 countries and on 6 continents. So we thank each and every one of you all that's joined us, because when we're using 9, 10, 11, 12 devices, it might be a connection on one device. We have opportunity to broadcast, especially through Riverside FM, as well as broadcasting to StreamYard, on the same hookup, so we're able to make sure we broadcast in minutes. So we want you to take advantage of that by communicating through the process or just typing in a comment. Now, as we move forward, we have a giveaway that we're getting through this week, which is this week. We have our, what we call our celebrating our 8th anniversary. September 27, 2017 was our first broadcast. It was a sports broadcast. We'll be getting some things on tomorrow on our sports broadcast. Our first one was Talking Sports Plus, prime time, and eventually made our Talking Sports podcast. So you can check us out tomorrow. You'll get a chance to do that. Then we have the time set up at 4:30 tomorrow, and we'll be giving away some prizes, some gift cards, and so on. So as we work toward asking you to register for our giveaway, we need your name and a means of transaction. We have 5 that we're working with: Bitcoin, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle. That's at LorenzoDSmith15@gmail.com. You might ask, what are you giving away? What are you wrapping off? We get three nights, 4 days, and these are hotel stay that we'll pay for. 6 days, luxury hotel, internationally, as well as domestically. You get a chance to put your name, we'll raffle off, and if you come up and you win, go and register like within 30 days. You have 18 months to use it. So truly check us out what we have in that. We got our gift cards. We have our gas vouchers, our food vouchers. We have our movie pass. We also have our car wash with a detail up to $75. Then we'll have our book bags. And then we have our Greek payroll that we'll be giving away. And true, if you might not be in a Greek organization, but you win, you can give it to your family member or your friend. Sow a seed with us. And we ask you all to do that. But before you do that, let's go back to our giveaway. We gave you 5 means of transaction: Bitcoin, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle. Send it to LorenzoDSmith15@gmail.com. But we also do that because we send out love offerings. $5 to $100 one of those social media, I'm sorry, one of those means of transaction. Again, Bitcoin, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle. Send it to me, and I'll respond to whether you giveaway or not, meaning you will go to that. Whether you win some or not, you will receive some. So we really appreciate to kind of update. We have some people for a couple of years ago. We still on the line. They still let me know they still want to be a part of it. So send it in. That's from $100 we're away. And Source Seed now. Source Seed with WBSW Radio by sending a like. Everybody that send a like, expect to see these 8 station 9 opportunities over 5,000 likes. I expect you to hit the like button. You can hit it time after time after time. But don't be hesitant by doing that. The like button. We'll really appreciate it. Monetize with us to support us. That's WBSW Radio. You can go to Facebook Live, C2, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Superline, Tango, and YouTube. You can subscribe with YouTube. We got channels in operation. So check us out. Truly support what we're doing. Let's get to the title because we want to make sure we use our time wisely. Understanding boys' emotional well-being. And as we present that title, I want you to kind of think about it. Have you ever been in a setting where you see boys play, and when they play, sometimes you get a little bit emotional. They're going and giving it all. See, even time to time, I've heard people say this about why the boys and little boys of ages of money they go places. They do that. They have to stop, and that boys are different from girls. So thinking that it's not to more energy. They need to move around. They're going to be a little bit more active. So if elementary school have a son or daughter in elementary school, cousin, nephew, who it is, make sure you talk with them, you don't act it. It's possible we can kind of make sure he's kind of working. He has some students have some max about 20 25 minutes. Then they need to be active. And then just the mind. So you have to, and you by setting up a schedule that you work. I'm not saying you don't get a schedule. It might be 50 minutes, but as a teacher, you need to break the class down and use 20 minutes to do all 5 on the 5 and 5 on the back. Come in, get settled, and they get settled and leave. So you got like 40 minutes to work with. Use 20 minutes on that, 15 minutes on one activity, rotate to another time. But if you explain rules and regulations to them and how the procedure is going to be, these students will do what you actually do and hold them accountable. But you got to be within yourself, holding yourself accountable. So understanding boys' well-being. This is tied into our series we've been doing for 2.5 years. And in that series, what we've been focusing on our boys, being able to put them in a position through you as a parent, a brother, or a sister to help them move in a direction to be successful. Today, we're talking about emotional well-being. We talked about finance, we talked about educational aspects of it, we talked about the social aspects of it, When we talk about the physical aspects of it. So what we need to do is make sure we address all areas, especially our boys, because this is what this show is going to be focusing on, to be wholesome. The ultimate ideal is if our children grow up to be wholesome young men and young women. So what we got to do is put some work in, put some time in. Yeah, we expect you to do everything as parents and parents sometimes that are raising some of our children have to be able to put time aside to have a conversation with them, with your children, if it's your grandchildren, or whoever, just to find out how they neighbors, how's everything. See, you can look and check, but communicate with your child or your grandchild if they're in school. There's nothing that school should be hitting that you as a parent or grandparent shouldn't go over there and see. Because you have to know well, who's teaching your children and your grandchildren and what they teach you. Care what they say, you what you see. You have that right as a parent. We can't let the school raise our children. We have to raise our children and our grandchildren. So as we talk about understanding boys' emotional well-being, we're going to focus first looking at what does emotional well-being mean to you. I want you to kind of think about that. What does emotional well-being mean? We know that the well-being, we all must be able to function at a mature, stable level so we can be successful in life wholesome. We can be impactful when we're functioning in our all five, the one that I see, some people see others, as mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. If those five in a stable level, you can be successful. So we want to get our boys to be able to enhance and develop their emotional well-being by understanding exactly what emotional well-being is. Emotional well-being is the ability to understand and manage and express. Our title is understanding boys' emotional well-being. So when we talk about emotional well-being, being able to communicate with them, how they feel, let them tell you how they feel. Don't press them with something that will put more pressure on them than it should. Meaning in regards to we continue to grind and say things that boys don't cry, boys don't do this, boys don't do that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't make sure our boys are in a position to be successful, but you have to be able to communicate with your child because you know your child is a great child when they are emotional. Do they have the ability to understand? Do they have the ability to manage emotional expression or connection? Do they have the ability to express their emotional expression constructively? Are they able to manage, understand, and express their emotional because they have the ability they can adapt to life's changes? Then they can foster positive social connections. If even adults emotionally unstable or their emotional IQ is not high IQ, they're not going to be able to connect with individuals socially. Because you have to go through a process of training through life and seeing other individuals so you can know how emotionally to respond and how to act. So you can understand that you manage what besides that, you have to be able to express in a way that's going to allow you to adapt to life change. You operate based on feelings and anger, you're not going to be able to adapt to life challenges, life changes. You won't be able to foster a positive connection with anyone. Then have a sense of meaning in your life. When you have the ability to understand, manage, express, you have a sense of meaning in your life. So we must teach them young. Teach them from birth to 8 years old. I give you that time frame because they're able to grasp more in that time. They're thirsty to learn. Because when they get about 8, that's about 3rd grade. You know, a lot of states have adopted that they must be reading that 3rd grade level. When they're testing and leaving 3rd grade and they don't meet it at 3rd grade level, they do not move to the 4th grade. And that's the kind of thing we got to do with life with our children. From birth to 8 years old, they consume everything around them. So they see individual emotionally showing a negative in regards to feelings, because see, when they see them acting, they don't imitate what they see. Because they're a model for them. See, emotional well-being involves self-awareness, effective coping, being able to cope to challenges, stressful strategies, emotionally stressful. You have depression. We have to make sure strategies to stress. If you're screaming and hollering and going off all the time, when things don't go the way you want it to go, they see that, and that's the way they're supposed to do it. The next thing is knowing when to seek support from others. Recommending professional support. You might say, you're talking about taking a, when we recognize our children having disorders, we can't the stigma that was in our community that go see professional help like counselors, therapists, psychiatrists. We must address it. As soon as we address the challenge, our children have an opportunity to be successful. Seek support from others which will be in parental professional. See, a positive emotional state contributes to better overall health. And when you see overall health, you talk about physical, mentally, and emotion. If you're emotionally off track, you're going to be off track physically, you're going to be off track mentally, you're going to be off track financially, and you're going to be off track spiritually. So we have to positively push forth and strive for a emotional state that contributes to better overall health, resilience, being able to hold it tight and grind and keep going. Behavior is about being successful. We have to show our. See, we can't tell them to give up when they see you give up. You tell the sports, don't quit. Keep going. They're going to have some tough challenges out there. We got to quit. Some if you're not wholesome, seek right counseling, the right therapist or the right psychotherapist to help you be emotionally mature. So when your son sees you, your grandson sees you, you show them that you are emotionally stable. Because they will pick everything up from you. So we have to make sure we do and explain the positive emotional state you need to be in so you can have a more fulfilling life. So the question comes up, what does it mean to understand boys' emotional well-being? What does it mean? Understanding boys' emotional well-being is a vital part of supporting their development into emotional, healthy adults. That again, understanding boys' emotional well-being of their healthy adults. You their development into bridge from child supporting emotion. You are the bridge. So it requires you be involved with recognizing unique challenges. Those challenges that come into play. The challenges that your boys may face. And you have to put yourself in a position to create an environment where they feel safe to express themselves. It requires you to put also understand that now as no being the necessity to experience, express, to manage a full range of emotions like feelings, like grief, like anger. We need to put them in a position so they can manage. Being in a position that we understand what is needed to be successful. We have to put the work in. But we want them to meet their capacity. And also support it and build the partnerships. The ultimate goal is to improve our rate of marriage in our community based on blackdemographics.com, Black Stats by Blacks, the U.S. Census, even the U.S. Labor Board keeps it, the department keeps these stats where it's only 28% of marriages in America. You say, I said, what am I doing? Yeah, we got it. You got a God free. Okay? Can't have a family when it's just one parent and a bunch of children. 80% of our population, 80% of our homes are led by one parent. 69% is led by females. So we need to be able to teach our boys to be able to recognize challenges that they may face and create an environment where they feel safe to express themselves. Recognize their capacity to experience, express, and manage a full range of emotion, adapt to life challenges, build healthy and supportive relationships that be favorable so they become marriages. This is really rolling up your sleeve, getting your hand dirty, because it involves supporting your boys' self-esteem, residuals, fostering open communication when they say they need to talk to you or they're talking on the screen or how to step. Take time to put on your active listening skill of gear, which is your ears, the brain, and calm in articulating to back to them. Teaching them healthy coping mechanism. Teaching them, showing them, role modeling for them so they can see healthy emotional IQ. By doing this, it's particularly important that gives boys and often report high level of social isolation when you don't take time to work with them, helping them cope with what's going on, fostering open communication, supporting their self-esteem, as well as their residuals. This leads to these boys being isolated. A lot of our families, the way younger people are operating, our children at home, as they go to the room, there is never a time for family time because they eat in their room, they're watching TV, they're on their phone, they're on their computer, they're on TikTok. We don't have time for the families we do have. For our children to see so they can adapt to the challenges that come about by seeing role models, parent figures doing the right thing. And one last thing that's happened, we don't take time to make this important. You have misunderstanding in other groups. Our boys a little bit more active and they're not being exposed to support from self-residual, fostering open communication, teaching them coping, a healthy coping mechanism will cause them to be social isolated and be identified as to be the most misunderstood group. We have to put the work in. We need to know the key aspects of understanding boys' emotional well-being. Here's a breakdown of the key aspects. Emotional expression. See, a social norm often discourages boys from showing vulnerability, sadness, and fear. Because some of them are scared to death. Some of them are sad. They're vulnerable because they're in setting they just it's okay. Emotional literacy. We must encourage emotional literacy. Helping boys name and understand their feelings can counteract ideal of not being able to understand their feelings. Safe space. We talk about emotional expression. Have them understand they need a safe space. Safe space should be home, school, peer group, where emotions are validated, are crucial for them to do what they need to do. Mental health awareness we need to focus on. It's a key aspect. Boys may experience anxiety, depression, or stress, but express it differently. Some through anger, some through withdrawal. It's important that their early education about mental health and access to supporting adults can help normalize seeking help. Relationships and connection is another aspect. See, strong relationship, when they see strong relationships in their home, whether it's through the caregiver, the mentors, the peers, foster emotional resilience, gives them connection. They can see there's help out there for them. Have a friend. Always remember, children care when they know you care. Something we speak in school. Tell administrators, I tell teachers, children care when they know you care. So don't hold back showing how you care that all of the children are successful. You are a bridge as an educator, as a parent, as a grandparent. A bridge from childhood to adulthood. It's important as an aspect, identity and self-esteem. Boys often grab expectations around masculinity, success, independence. We had a thing going that because a boy shows masculinity, a man shows, that's toxic. See, if you're saying it's toxic, then that's hard for them to grasp. I understand we want to keep it in our minds, well, everything is equal and you shouldn't show that, but it is a part of a male. God created me that should be massive. It brings about their success. Helps them with their expectation. Allow them to be independent. Because they know if I'm not independent as a man, I'm not going to be able to do what expected. You say what you want them. We got everybody got, especially when you talk about males and females. We want them to be equal beside that. They got jobs and everything, but you still expected as a man to provide and protect. Look at the relationship. Think about your relationship. If you're not in a relationship, you don't expect that. You probably won't ever get it. Also, supporting diverse interests and affirming their individuality helps build self-worth. You have to find out what their interests are first. Because all of just their boys don't have the same interest. Because it goes from the foundation where principles were created, beliefs came into play, and still into play. individuality help them build their self-worth, helps them build self-awareness, help put them in a position to self-assess themselves. All of this is so important. Coping skills, teaching boys constructive ways to manage stress. For example, mindfulness, meditation, physical activities, and creative outlets are essential. Let them find a safe space. They can get off on the side and think about it. Be mindful. Meditate on it. Write down. Journey. Write down the positive and negative things. We want our boys to be wholesome, to cope, and have coping skills, put them in a position to manage the stress and the challenges they may face. Problem solving and conflict resolution. This is the big one we have to show about conflict resolution, how we're going to teach our boys the skills. We must teach them how to solve problems and allow them to do it on their own instead of escalating a problem. Let's find the best resolution, and that might be getting to the root cause of what's going on with the conflict. As an educator retired, we're still doing it today to help young educators be successful. One of the biggest things I always said, we have conflicts at school with two different groups. See, they go home and a lot of stuff happens we don't know. So we need to get to the root cause of why they can't get along. You can't find out what's happening out there when you go home, you ain't gonna be able to handle it when they come inside those that brick and mortar. We have to be used to myself as adults so we can prepare our boys to be successful. There's some factors that we need to look at that help promote emotional well-being. They're very important, starting with support, social support. See, strong social connections give our boys a sense of belonging. Healthy lifestyle, nutrition, every day, hot dogs every day, pizza every day is not good nutrition. Remember when I was working in the school as a director out of the central office, real tech director, just go to the schools and sit down and food, I felt was pretty good. I don't know how it is now, but I know how it was. I can push back at least 10 years ago. That leads our children to growing fully, leads our children having the energy to do what they're supposed to do. So good nutrition, regular exercise, understanding unless it's some religious reason why you can't participate in physical education until ninth grade. That takes away some regular exercise from you. And you need that exercise. Make sure our boys, don't let them have to be a part of a team to get the exercise. Encourage them. See, a lot of times, a lot of these young people get out of line because they have picked up cross country, they have picked up doing long distance running and everything. And they're out there at young ages. 10, 11, 12, 13 running. Because they're building, that's good exercise. They can burn off some of the energy. They need to get some sleep. And I'm telling you, no matter what you say, close that door and they go to sleep, you think they're asleep, they may not be. I remember I had children too. My sons, one of them would always try to put a phone up under the bed when he know he got out the phone by 9 o'clock. Because we could be moved to the bed. But in the room, they ain't sleepy all the phone. But then you can't wake them up in the morning. Even when I have a grandson with me recently, at least 3 or 4 years ago, and he would want to sit up and be on the phone, so they have to take the phone from him, and so he can get sufficient sleep, so he can go to school and function. It's your job to make sure you're the parent. Healthy lifestyle. Stress management techniques, again, meditation, mindfulness, yoga, and other coping mechanisms helps you with stress. Purpose and meaning. We may not know our purpose. Some, especially young, our boys don't know their purpose. But when you engage in activities that bring about or provide a sense of purpose and fulfillment, that gives them a little understanding what purpose and meaning is all about. I know a lot of adults don't even really have an understanding what is their purpose and their meaning. Self-care. You got to love and work on yourself better than anybody else. If you relate yourself, the results won't be good. Prioritize self-care. Time, times in there because you want to fit in. Things right now and relaxation about Joe. That's now you ask yourself, how can boys' emotional well-being be supported? Said one of them, I said all of them to a sense earlier as I was talking through the process. How can you support boys' emotional well-being? Listen actively. I said that one early, without judgment. The next one I said, model emotional openness. Yourself, you have to show emotional openness so you can connect yourself. They see you do it, they got a better opportunity of doing it. Encourage friendship activity. And so changes emotional distress in behavior, sleep, and appetite. These are your boys. These are your children. You need to watch them. Is there a counselor, therapist, a school psychologist, like this school counselor, psychologist, a mentor, person that's put in a position to kind of deal with things emotionally, may not be a counselor. trained person to be able to do that. Addressing the social issues with our children is very important. So you ask yourself, what are ways boys can improve their emotional well-being? We've talked about how to support them, how to bring about purpose and meaning. Let's look at some things. See, boys can improve emotional well-being by fostering emotional expression. And that's done through open communication, loud and front, building strong social connections, by encouraging free, empathetic interaction, engaging in self-care activities like physical exercise and pursuing hobbies and practicing mindfulness and gratitude to manage stress and fear. Sorry. Manage stress and fear. Put them in a position when they focus on positive things, not negative things. That's what you have to do. You are a major part because you are a mother as a parent or grandparent. Practice mindfulness, gratitude to manage stress, even deal with fear. Focus on positive aspects of life. You must emphasize self-awareness, setting realistic goals, seeking professional help when needed, also contributing to healthier emotional development. When you do these things, self-awareness, setting realistic goals, seeking professional help, it contributes to healthier emotional development. And look at each one of those improvements, starting with foster expression, encouraging vulnerability, provide safe, non-judgmental spaces for boys to express full range of emotions, including difficult ones. Name, help boys identify and name emotions to build self-awareness and vocabulary for feelings. Model emotional expression. Show boys that emotions are a sign of strength by modeling your own feelings and validating others' emotions. Listen actively. Make time to listen to boys' feelings and concerns without judgment. Does this show you value their emotional experience? Build social connection, particularly a strong social connection, nurturing friendship. Encourage boys to develop and maintain in-person friendship and social connection, which provides vital emotional support. Emphasize empathy. Teach boys to understand, consider the feelings of others, which help build healthier relationships. Create shared purpose. Facilitate opportunity for boys to connect with peers around shared activities and interests. This breaking down emotional walls. Engage in self-care. Prioritize self-care. Be physically active. Regular physical activity can improve mood, reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety, and contribute to overall mental well-being. Pursue hobbies. Boys engage in activities they enjoy, such as creative art, music, and outdoor activities. This can provide them an outlet and a sense of accomplishment. Practice self-care. Encourage taking breaks to relax, center oneself. Practice gratitude to manage stress and maintain a positive outlook about life. Develop self-awareness. Practice mindfulness. You got to incorporate mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing into daily routine to help boys to be more present and manage stress. Reflect on emotions. Encourage them to journal, discuss. This allows them to reflect on their emotional experience and develop self-awareness. Seek professional help. Consider therapy, counseling if boys are struggling to maintain their emotions or if mental health issues are suspected. Final thing we're going to focus on is why it is important for society as a whole to understand boys' emotional expression. It is important for society to understand that boys' emotional expression, because it limits boys' emotional range, which can be a negative consequences for their mental and physical health and can contribute to toxic masculinity. Understanding boys' emotional expression, because limiting boys' emotional range has negative consequences for their mental, physical health and contribute to that toxic masculinity. See, when society better understand and support a full range of emotional expression in boys, it strengthens relationships, improves communication, fosters a healthier, more empathetic society. Sorry, someone making a request. I just want to make sure I get them out of here. Let's break down emotional experience. Let's break them down because they have impact on mental and physical health. Societal pressure for boys to suppress vulnerable emotions like sadness, they still be sad. Fear harms their long-term well-being. Trying to suppress it. We don't want them to suppress it. Contribute to mental health issues. The stigma around expressing emotion is a sign of weakness. Can prevent boys from seeking help for depression, anxiety, and loneliness. We have to challenge emotional suppression. How do we do that? We can address mental health crisis later in their life when they become men. Increase physical health risks, long-term habits of suppressing emotion, and elevate stress levels, increase the risk of stress-related cardiovascular problems as underlying problem. See, when anger becomes the only socially accepted emotions outlet, because things don't go your way, you want to get out in the street and become violent because it don't go your way. All you're doing is masking the underlying problems that you have. You cannot address them, or they need to be addressed. Because you don't, potentially, they will lead to increased isolation and aggression. Deeper connection, suppressing emotions can lead to disconnection and isolation. So we encourage boys to show a full range of feelings, helps them build deeper and more authentic connection with their family and in remote romantic partner. Some people say emotional unavailable as an adult. You didn't. No, it's been you told the suppress your boy don't cry. Improve empathy. Understanding one's own feelings is the first step toward empathy. That's how you improve your emotional vocabulary allows for clear communication, which help reduce misunderstanding and conflict in both personal and private relationships. Personal, private, and professional relationships. See, when you're able to have a wider range of emotional vocabulary, it benefits society as a whole. Because it shifts you away from a rigid gender stereotype. That benefits all of us in society by promoting empathy and creating a safer community. Increase inclusivity, inclusivity, an emotional intelligent society is more accepting of diverse perspectives. When boys and men are encouraged to express their full humanity, it helps to challenge stereotypes and promotes a more inclusive and compassionate environment for everyone. Fostering healthier leaders means developing emotional intelligence early in life. Prepare boys to become more effective leaders in the future. It ties in. These are born, then trained. From birth to 8 years old. Those leaders are trained then, but they're born. From birth. Leaders become effective when you work with them. Leaders with strong emotional skills are better equipped to inspire and motivate others. Manage stress and handle complex situations with empathy. If you're that leader, you're able to inspire, motivate, manage stress, handle complex situations with empathy, you're a healthy leader. And we must foster healthier leaders from our boys so they can be impactful. It was awesome coming for you. Thank each and every one of you all. We're over about 5 minutes. We truly want you to hit the like button. Thank you so much. If you already hit it again. We're pushing to get quite a few likes. So pushed because we want to share the information of understanding boys' emotional well-being. This is Happy Hour Lounge, where we have fun, libation, and have happy talk. Talking about something that'll benefit our community, our families, and benefit the world. truly want you to be safe and take care of yourself. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll have sports show talk podcast. Some invitation for a few. Something I won't say until they officially say they can. So we'll see exactly at 4:30 tomorrow on Talking Sports Podcast. Where we just focus on just plain old sports topics or some hot sports topics in the southeastern part of the United States. Truly be blessed. Take care of yourself. We're going to get ready to get out of here. I want to thank you for your support. Today was Understanding Boys' Emotional Well-Being. I am Dr. Lorenzo D. Smith, and this has been an episode of Happy Hour Lounge. I want to tell you I love each and every one of you all from my heart, coming from my heart. I want you to be safe and take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Be blessed. Be careful. We'll make sure we talk to you tomorrow. And as we get ready to close out, we want to play something I think is fitting when you talk about WBSW Radio, the #1 internet station. Our brand is to bring you an interactive format where you can share back and forth. But then it's the #1 internet station. Our brand is to make sure we get as many social media sites working to broadcast from. I'm excited as I look at each one of my boards. I'm looking at 6 on one board, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then you got 4 more on another board. That's 15 broadcasts. So we are the #1 internet station. So we'll see you tomorrow. And we want to play this because it's important that we play it. Because it's what I feel like relates to what we've been doing for the last 6 years. It's been hard work and dedication. And I just want to say, y'all, thank you. Hit the like button before we get out of here. And I want to say I love you. There ain't a thing you can do about it. Be safe.
You know, you're stronger than you know. Believe in yourself. Push some challenges. And one side will work. I'm telling you. It's raining. It's pouring. It's only 2 ways you can go. And